This is a very special book, My Head for a Tree. This book written by English author Martin Goodman. This book based on a true story, historical story where 363 people sacrificed their life to save trees. And this incident happened in Jodhpur, Rajasthan and village Khejarli. Martin Goodman beautifully recorded a great sacrifice story in his words. Martin Goodman living in Britain, but he written a book on Rajasthan Jodhpur incident. How Martin Goodman come across through this incident and which thing inspired him to write this book.
I was in Jaipur after the festival in 2020 and decided to go out and seek something else to write about, really, some other environmental issue. I was thinking about writing about people who look after bird habitat. And I spoke to Mr. Harsh Vardhan, who was running a birding fair, for guidance. He told me about the Bishnoi for the first time. He told me the remarkable story of Amrita Devi and the 363 martyrs. And I thought, well, this is the most important story in the world at any time, how people could give their lives to preserve a tree. And see a tree is more important than just their own life. So I wanted to go out and meet them. And then Harshvardhan created that meeting point with Narendra Bishnoi, with Ramnivas Bishnoi. And they then took me into their community and led me around. So I was going to their schools, learning from the children as much as teaching them. I was going to the funerals, I was going to farmsteads, and I was learning a lot. And then eventually I realized people were sort of vetting me a little bit along the way. And I found myself in the middle of a mela. It was a memorial service for his shaitan, who had been killed 4 years before by trying to protect a small chinkara, going unarmed against poachers. And I was sort of very moved to be in the ceremony. And then I suddenly heard my name, Professor Goodman, and the word kitab, and realized that something was going on. And there it was suggested that I write the story of the Bishnois for the world, because they're doing everything they can to work with nature to help save the planet. But you can't do it on your own. And they realized that the message of Jamboji and the message of their lives was something that the rest of the world should hear. So they asked me to write about it. And I got very clear directions as well, that if you're going to do this book, you must commit to going to all of the holy sites, to go to Lalasa, to go to Jonglo, to go to Mukam. And so that's what I did. I came back after the pandemic and went on a journey into this land, this holy land, picking up the ancient wisdom, but also the practical wisdom of people that are living their lives now. So young teachers who are running animal rescue centers, old men who are planting trees in the desert. So this for me was just a remarkable lesson. And so bit by bit I picked up a story, a model of a story that I hope now can be taken into the world, into the West especially, and alert people to this ancient wisdom. It is ancient, but it's going to be brand new to people. And in many ways, I think Jamboji was a climate scientist well ahead of his time. He didn't have the science to speak it out, but he spoke it out in messages and clear rules. The 29 rules are part of that. And they're lessons from an ancient time, though, of great crisis, so a great heat and crisis in the desert. So that's what we're facing now in the planet. And so that, for me, is just an important message to tell. So it's been an honor to meet the Bishnois. They were very loving and welcoming, and they took me in and gave me their stories. So for me, it's just a writer is always looking for stories, and this is one of the best stories seldom told.
So your title is very appealing, like My Head for a Tree.
Yeah, well, they're really my translation of Amrita Devi's words when she was putting her arms around a tree. My head for a tree is a cheap price to pay, and it was really putting her words into my version of contemporary English. If she'd been an English villager now, what might she have said? And so often they can, because it's an ancient text, these words can be a bit obscured in translation. But I wanted it to be a very bold, clear thing. And my head for a tree just seemed to be that. It's the one thing I checked with all the Bishnois before I went ahead with the book. Does this work for you? And it did. some people were saying, "Well, call it, the world's first tree hugger." So I said, "No, it's my head for a tree."
So, when you write this book, you come to contact with the Bishnoi community.
Yeah.
You travel through the desert area.
Yes.
So, how you like the life of Bishnois and their principles, and which thing is most appealing for you?
Most appealing for me is, clearly the relationship with nature and the natural world. The respect they give for that, the care it's also the care they give for everything, and they don't pass by anything that might need help or without appreciating it. So that was really one of the important things for me, and also the relative simplicity of their life and the strength of their community. And so I was so warmly welcomed and cared for. And that was very important for me. It was a community in action, just taking in this total stranger who was coming with a writer and a different eye, examining their lives. And they were open and warm and accepting, and gave me beautiful food as well as their lessons.
So, how people are liking this book? What the reactions of readers?
It's very new at the moment, so it's only just come out. This is its launch event. So not many. There's been some really good reviews that are coming out, and when I tell people about the story, they say, "Wow, this is a story I want to know about." So that's really what I'm finding at the moment. The first readers that are writing it are saying this is phenomenal. This is a very important story, and we're so glad to have learned about it. We just didn't know about these people, and we can learn from them. I hope you like Martin Goodman, and definitely you will like his book, My Head for a Tree. So please read this book. Environment is a big worry in current times. So please give your feedback, give your views on the environment issues, and read this book. Please share this video, like this video, so that people get to know about this great book, great sacrifice story, and Martin Goodman and Bishnoi community. They are living in Western Rajasthan, Haryana, Punjab, UP, and Madhya Pradesh. How they are loving the nature, how they are saving the nature, and how they are sacrificed 363 lives to save trees. We will meet in next video. Till then, bye bye.